we're going to do is to try to develop 八字 from first principles ourselves, okay? So for those of you who already know this next part, right, you don't tell other people the answer yet first, okay? You keep it to yourself, let other people try to figure it out first. And even for yourself, if you already know, you can also try to think back. Let's say you were the first person ever to think of these 5 elements and how they relate to each other. How would you actually connect them, okay? So the next activity we're going to do is... Okay, hold on. Sorry. Before we go into that, we will go over a bit more about each of the different elements and what they represent. Okay. So the first is earth, right? So for earth people, the driving force is stability, a sense of security, trust, and sincerity. Okay. So actually, if you turn to page 2 of your worksheet, page 2 of your over here you can see that there's one column here that says energy, and over here that says qualities. Okay. So you can start to already write down earth in this box over here, and then you can take some notes of what the different qualities are. Page 2 of the worksheet. Okay, yes, so energy, earth. Earth people also have a deep desire to build a secure and predictable foundation. Their expectations of themselves is that they want to be loyal and reliable, and they expect others to also return that loyalty and reliability. They demand respect from others. You know, it's like people come to the mountain don't go to the people, right? So that is kind of the earth energy, okay? Big, secure, reliable. Next, we have fire. Okay, so fire is about connection and relationships actually. The driving force for fire people is that they have a deep need for love and connection. They are often passionate, value intimacy and warmth, and their expectations for themselves is that they give love and connection to others, and that others also return that care and affection. Okay, so you may be thinking, hey, this expectation of self and expectation of others seem pretty similar. No, that's only earth and fire. Okay, let's take a look at the next elements. The next one, metal. So metal, just now, what did the group do? Chang, right? Like cutting, right? Very hard, forceful. That's right. The driving force for metal is power, status, and significance. They are very achievement-oriented people, determined, driven, they like to win. Their expectations of themselves is that they are competent, self-reliant, and they have flawless execution. They have very high expectations of themselves. But for other people, they don't hold them to that same standard. It's okay if you cannot be as perfect as the metal element. That's okay for them. But what they expect is that other people mean what they say and they don't have any hidden agenda. And they don't like it when people are wishy-washy and vague. They want people to be clear communicators. Next, we have water. So water, wow, it's all about adventure, risk-taking, fun and challenge. They're very intellectual, they have strong intuition and foresight. And their expectation of themselves is perpetual adaptability. Water is always moving, they're very resourceful and able to handle shifts in terrain. Their expectation of others is to trust them, right? To give them the space that they need to flow, and to be open-minded to their different suggestions. So this is the idea of water. If I'm talking too fast, you can just wave at me, okay? Say, hey, slow down, okay?
Will we be given the slides?
Yeah, we can send you the slides, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Alright, so that is the water elements. Okay. And then next, we have wood. So wood is kind of interesting, right? Because I think this is quite special to Chinese metaphysics. A lot of other systems don't really separate earth and wood. But if you think about it, it's very different, right? Like earth and soil is completely different from the trees that grow out of it, right? So the driving force for wood, of course, is growth. You know, they're very goal-oriented, thinking about future possibilities. They need structure in the environment, and they can direct others as well. And they definitely need to grow. Their expectation of themselves is that they're always progressing, always in a learning process. And they also expect that others will look up to them as a role model. Strong, big tree. Alright, so now that we have seen these 5 core vital energies, right? It's really important because basically, next level after yin yang, right, is these 5. Because in Chinese metaphysics, we believe that everything is motivated by these 5 energies. Yeah, so when we understand these 5 energies and how they relate to each other, then we can actually learn to transform ourselves and balance our own lives. So, as I mentioned just now, what we're going to do is that we are going to develop 八字 from first principles. Because, you know, when I was first learning 八字, right, it's like everything just memorize. Very hard to learn. But what we're going to do now, right, is we're going to actually try to think through the process ourselves and figure out how these 5 elements relate to each other. So in the Chinese metaphysics, there's this idea of sheng, like giving birth, right, like producing. So these 5 elements are connected to each other through this relationship. So one element will give rise to another one, the next element will give rise to another one, and all in all, it will become a cycle. So these 5 elements are related in that way. So what we're going to do now is to discuss in our group and decide what we think, which element produces what element, and how to form this cycle with the cards that were provided on the table. Yeah. Okay. Any questions, Claire, for this next activity? Okay. And if not, you can start discussing with your group what you think, how do you think the 5 elements relate to each other.